What's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Brisa. For today's, for today's video, I'm gonna try something different. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try and do a story time while I do my makeup. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So yeah. So I'm gonna be for real with you and tell you that I have no idea what makeup look I'm gonna do today. Like usually I have something in mind, but today I'm kind of just going for it. Like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I tried doing that, what's it called, that thing where like you put a number generator on Google and it gives you like 3 numbers, or yeah, just like whatever. And so like I was gonna do that, but then I'm like, nah, let's just wing it and see what happens. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, let me just move the hair out of my face. I used to have like a little like M&M thingy, like a headband, but I don't know where it went. I think it like ripped or something, because like I had it in the bathroom and like I don't know, someone probably threw it away, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, so I'm just gonna like tell y'all a little story that like is something that I'm never gonna forget because it was so scandalous. Like it was the most scandalous thing that ever happened. I'm kidding, no. There was like a lot of scandalous things, but out of all the scandalous things, I thought this one was like the funniest one. So yeah. So basically, in high school, literally senior year, like literally this probably happened like, well, obviously before Corona, but like I could say it happened like 4 months ago and I would not be lying. So basically, I was in a class, and I'm not gonna say what class because I don't want the teacher coming at me. So basically we were having a test for this teacher, and this teacher gave tests often, and it was to prepare us for like obviously the final. It was not a hard class, it was okay, but this teacher was like always giving like random tests, but they would warn us before they gave us the test, like, you know, they would tell us that the test was coming. And so like there was no way to prepare for these tests, like in the AP class. It was an AP class. So basically what had happened was that like this teacher would give us tests for the AP class, and like these tests would just come randomly because like in the AP test there's like no way to study for it. It's just like it just comes at you. So this teacher had told us, they were like, oh yeah, we're having a test. The test is a summative, and so summatives we can't really take them, and they're worth like literally I think more than half of our grade, and so like nobody wants to fail. Well, our class, we were like, yeah, we're all in this together, like, you know. So like in my school it was like, for seniors it's, you have your first class, your second class, you have advisory, you have lunch, and then you have your third class. So basically when this whole little thing happened, I was in advisory class, and so in this class I had a few other students that were also in that same class, where we were gonna have a test literally when we walked into the class. Like we were gonna walk in and we were gonna have a test. So not to be scandalous, but usually when there's like a big test like this, some students tend to try and get the questions to the test before like the test even happens, so then that way everyone can just study the questions and like, you know, get a passing grade, and I'm always like, and so like I had like a few people in that class, and they told me, they're like, oh my god, do you remember the test? And I was like, what test? Like, I remember. And they're like, oh, we're having a test, like, when we walk in. And I was like, what? And so these people, they're like, they're trying to get like the answers to the test. They wanted to get the test in advance to try and study. And so everyone was working like on a different project. I remember I was working on my portfolio, and so basically this one student was like, oh my god, what if we like snuck into the teacher's lounge, and like what if this teacher like was barely printing out the test, and we could just finesse one and then bring it back and then share it with the entirety of the class. And I was like, you are not gonna do that. So they did. They told our advisor that they were going to go make copies of some paper. Like, they literally just grabbed a random paper, and they were like, oh yeah, we need to like go make copies because like there wasn't enough, and like we need more. And my advisor was like really nice, and they were like, go for it. And so they were like, okay. So then they left to the teacher's lounge, and then they came back, and they came back empty-handed. And I asked, I was like, because I was curious, I was like, you know, so I asked, and I was like, what happened? And they really said, the teacher was literally in the teacher's lounge, like she was eating her lunch. And I was like, oop, that is scandalous. And I was like, what did you do? Like, did you say anything? And the student was all like, no. They did proceed to make the copies of the fake paper that they were supposedly making copies for, because, you know, they didn't want to give it away. They wanted to make it look like that was what they were actually doing. It's funny because that random paper was also from a different class, and the teacher that paper was from was also in the teacher's lounge. And so the teacher was probably like looking at them like, what are you doing? Why are you making copies of the work? Yeah, so then I was like, oh wow, so you didn't get it? And I was like, it's fine though, we got this, like this test is easy, like it's never hard. Then this student was like, we also did something else. And I was like, what did you do? Like, spill tea, sis. And they're like, we kind of might have sort of snuck into the teacher's classroom. And I was like, what? And then they were like, yeah, like we kind of wanted to see if I'm saying we because like it was that student, and they also took like someone else, but they were like, yeah, we wanted to see if like maybe the teacher had made copies already and like they left them in their classroom. And I was like, oh my god. And they were like, but we knew that it was okay because like the teacher was in the teacher's lounge. And I was like, but there's literally securities everywhere. And they were like, yeah, but we told them that the teacher had told us to come in here to look for something. I was like, oh my god, that's so scandalous. I was like, I literally could never, like I would be so scared. And then after not achieving what they wanted the first time, they went back, and this time they said they were going to the computer lab. And my advisor was like, okay, cool, you know, go do your thing. And so they went back, and they went into the same teacher's classroom again. And they told me that this time they literally went in and they were like looking through all of the drawers. Like they looked through all the drawers, they looked through the whole desk, and they still didn't find anything. And I was like, oh my god, like that's scandalous. Like I could never, like I'd be so afraid. I would not be able to do that. So yeah, so they told me that happened, and I was like, you didn't, like you did not just do that. they still didn't find the test. Like, that was the funny part. Like, they went back 2 times and they didn't find anything. And I'm just sitting here like, if you were caught, that would be scandalous. And then they told me that they almost did get caught by like one of the security guards that was just walking there. Asked them like, what are you doing in the classroom without the teacher? And they were like, oh, the teacher is in the lounge and they asked us to come get something for them. And I was like, you guys lied to the security guard. Like, I can't believe you did that. And they were like, and I was like, I could never. So now it's time for class. And so teacher literally pulls out the test from one of the drawers. And so the test that we were supposed to take was literally in the drawer right at the front of the classroom. Well, the student that I talked about earlier walks up to me to my desk and they're like, bruh, the test was in here the whole time. Like, I was laughing. So yeah, so basically that had happened. The teacher pulls out the test and they're like here's the test, like here you go. So then me and the students that literally had snuck into her class were just looking at each other and we were laughing. We were like, she didn't, like she just played them like that. And they never got caught. Like, obviously I wasn't gonna snitch on them and nobody else knew because like it was like a inside job thing. But yeah, that had happened and I was like, that's scandalous. And like obviously I asked these people before I shared the story because like I don't want them coming at me like, oop, you exposed me. And I'm not gonna expose who in the world they were. And just know that this is a story that I will not forget. But yeah, they snuck into a teacher's classroom in an attempt to find the answers to a test. This one came out ugly. I feel like if that would have been me, I would have like died or something. I would have been scared. Like I don't think I'd ever be that scandalous. So yeah, I was like, oh, but I just can't. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what this look is. At this point, I'm just having fun with it. This looks like a Egyptian thing. I don't even know. But yeah, so that's the story time. I was like, whatever. Now I'm just gonna do my makeup on camera because I'm already here. So like, might as well. The story, hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably be doing more story times. I'm gonna put everything that I use on my face in the description along with all my social medias. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.